Hey, what's up? It's Vince Leah from VinceLeah.com. Now, I've received a few messages from viewers asking me to discuss some of the products that I use and also provide them with tips on how to live a healthier and more active life. So I decided to start making some videos discussing these products and providing tips. Now, these videos won't be replacing any of the recipe or taste test videos that I already do. I actually plan on uploading more videos per week. So be on the lookout for these, and in this video, I'm gonna be reviewing the FitBit Alta. So I've owned quite a few Fitbit products in the past, and I wanted to share my experiences with the Alta with you. Now, I'll also be reviewing other fitness trackers in future episodes, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of those. And leave me a comment, let me know if there's any other devices you want me to check out or tips you want me to provide you with. In addition, I've left a link in the description box below for the FitBit Alta and other Fitbit products, so you can check them all out and see if any of them will work well for you. After you take the FitBit Alta out of the box, the first thing you're gonna wanna do is download the Fitbit app. Now, setting up the device to the app is a breeze. I'll actually be doing a separate review of the Fitbit app in a video coming out soon. And syncing the device to the app couldn't be any simpler. Every time you open up the app, the device will automatically sync, and all the information on your Fitbit Alta will be synced to the Fitbit app. Now, the Fitbit Alta displays the date and time on the front. Now, you can set up in the app how you want that displayed. I prefer to have it displayed vertically so you don't have to move your arm either way to read the information. And another cool feature is every time you bring your arm up, it'll automatically turn on and display that information, so it'll really have a feel of a traditional watch. You'll notice that the Fitbit Alta is very narrow. It's much smaller and less bulkier than most fitness trackers on the market today. And the Fitbit Alta is meant to be a more stylish tracker. You notice there's no buttons on the Alta. To access the data, you simply tap the top of the screen and scroll through the information. And although this is a very simple device, it's actually built really well with high quality stainless steel. The bands on the Alta are interchangeable. They have different colors and styles that you can choose from. Now, I found myself just wearing the standard black band that came with the device. You can see how easy it is to change the bands on the Alta. Each band has a little device that clicks in and out of the tracker itself. Now, after wearing the Alta for a little over a year, that device inside the band that attaches to the tracker actually came out of mine. So I called Fitbit customer service, and even though it was out of warranty, they sent me one of their new bands, which I thought was really cool. Now, one other issue I had with the original wristband is how you attach it to your wrist. You can see here, it simply snaps on. Now, although this is really convenient, I found that sometimes when I wore something with a long sleeve or a jacket or a sweater, or even if something rubbed up against it, it would sometimes come off and fall off my wrist. Now, thankfully, on the new band they sent me is their updated design with a buckle, so it really looks and feels like a traditional watch. And even though it takes a little more time to put on, to me, I prefer this because I know that it's not going anywhere. Let's get into some of the key features of the Fitbit Alta, and I'll give you my thoughts on each one. The Fitbit Alta comes with all-day activity tracking, smart track, auto sleep tracking, reminders, and alerts from your calendar, text, and phone call. With the all-day activity tracking, you can track your steps, distance, calories, active minutes, hourly active minutes, and stationary time. And I found that the number of steps and distance per day were pretty accurate. Now, there are certain situations where it may add to the number of steps. For instance, if you're doing something where you're moving your hands a lot, maybe you're in the kitchen or you're working in the yard, you're not really walking, but it's gonna add steps to your overall total. And I don't think that's necessarily a Fitbit issue, it's just what happens when you wear a fitness tracker on your wrist. And although it did add steps, it didn't really concern me because I found that the number of steps that it added per day wasn't really that significant. Now, the most significant information I think the Fitbit Alta provides you with are your active hourly minutes and your stationary time. Because most people, we don't realize how long we're sitting in a desk, looking at a computer, and not moving. And the Fitbit Alta provides you with this information to change some of your habits during the day. Now, this information ties hand in hand with one of the key features of the Fitbit Alta that I really like, and that's reminders. The Fitbit Alta will send you a reminder to move throughout the day. Now, we all know movement's important for your overall health. So when you haven't walked 250 steps in 1 hour, you will receive the reminder from the FitBit Alta. And I actually found myself looking at my hourly goal just as much as my daily goal. The Smart Track feature on the FitBit Alta will automatically recognize which activity or exercise you're performing and track that information. Now, I found it worked really well with walking and running, but other exercises such as riding a bike or lifting weights, it didn't really perform well. Now, you could go into the app and manually set that exercise, but I found that to be a little cumbersome. And if you're really into CrossFit or lifting weights, this may not be the best fitness tracker for you. The Auto Sleep Track is actually a really cool feature. Now, the FitBit Alta will automatically track the minutes that you were asleep, awake, and restless during the night. And if you take a nap during the day, it'll add those minutes to your overall total. In older Fitbit models, you'd actually have to tap the device a few times to tell it you were going to bed. Now, everything is automatic. And the only issue I found is sometimes if you wake up in the morning and you don't actually get up out of bed, but you're laying there, it'll actually track those as minutes you were asleep. Now, I didn't find this to be too much of a big deal. I knew what time I usually woke up, and I simply deducted those minutes from the overall total to figure out how long I was asleep. Now, the call, text, and calendar alerts were actually less impressive to me. When you receive one of those notifications on your phone, it will go to your Alta and scroll across the screen. Now, the only issue I found is that once it scrolls across once, it's gone. And because the FitBit Alta doesn't have any buttons and it's a very simple device, you can't access any of the prior notifications. So it seemed like Fitbit really wanted to add these features to the Alta, but the way it's designed didn't really allow it to be a seamless transition. And most of those notifications, if I wanted to act on them, I had to access my phone anyway, so I just usually turn this off to save some battery life. This review wouldn't be complete without mentioning just a few more things. Now, the FitBit Alta is water resistant, but not waterproof, which means you can take it in the shower, it's fine in the rain, and it's fine with sweat, but you can't take it swimming. Now, Fitbit actually recommends if you do wear this in the shower to completely dry it before placing it back on your wrist. Now, for this reason, I found myself just removing it when I went into the shower. Fitbit states the battery life is 5 days, which I found to be pretty accurate. To charge the Fitbit, you need to use their proprietary charger that comes with the device. And I found this to be a little bit of a pain, especially when traveling. There was one time when I traveled and I forgot the charger, and there was no other way of charging the device without it. Overall, I think the FitBit Alta is a good tracker that is designed and built well. And it's great for someone who's looking to track their steps, distance, and calories throughout the day and wear something that's a little more stylish. I did have that one issue with the band, but their customer service department took care of that, so it really wasn't a major issue at all. So I hope you enjoyed this Fitbit Alta review. Remember to download your copy of my free ebook, 10 Hacks to Eating Healthy. Link for that ebook is in the description box below. Subscribe to the channel as I post new videos every week. And leave me a comment. Let me know if you have a Fitbit tracker or any other tracker, or if you're thinking about getting one. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And remember to keep living fit from food. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.